yoke. So this morning we'll start again lying on our back, but just wanted to show you very simple shoulder openers. We're going to cross our arms in front, inhale the arms all the way up, and exhale the arms down. So I just wanted to show you what it looked like before we lay down. So you can go to your mat, lay down with your head facing the top of your mat. And before we begin with our shoulder openers, let's take a full body stretch. So reach the arms overhead, point the toes, reach through your fingers, reach through your toes. Feel the skin stretching across the palms of your hands and across the tops of your feet. And then rotate your ankles of your hands in one direction. And then the other direction. And then let your feet just relax out to the sides and slowly begin to circle your arms all the way down to your body. And then cross your straight arms in front of your legs. Inhale the arms all the way up and overhead by your ears. And exhale, circle the arms all the way down. And then continue to offer these arm circles, like making a snow angel on the ground, in the snow, laying down, but just with your arms and feeling the shoulders open gently. And you can kind of play with how deeply you cross your arms. If you cross them up at the shoulders, it feels a little bit differently than if you just cross them at your wrists. And then placing your left on top of the right for one go around. And then putting the right on top of the left. And then the next time your arms are down by your sides, reverse it. So inhale, sweep the arms out and wide and up by the ears. Cross the arms and let them come all the way down and continue. So feeling that synovial fluid lubricating, loosening up the shoulder area, the front, the back. And then let your hands just relax down by your sides. Palms are face up. Close the eyes and feel your breath circulating throughout your body. Feeling a tingling in your fingers, maybe the palms of your hands. Feel a gentle vibration around your collarbones and heart. Softening your cheeks. Feeling the skin smooth on the crown, on your forehead. And from here, we'll offer the breath of calmness. So lying down, you can keep your eyes closed. I'll talk you through it. After your next exhalation, take a deep inhalation through the nose, visualizing the breath traveling all the way up to the crown of the head, and then exhaling through the mouth as if you're blowing through a straw. At the end of your exhalation, again, inhale through your nose, draw the breath in and up to the crown of the head. Hold the breath at the crown. Visualize the breath swirling as long as you can with comfort. And then exhale completely through the mouth. Last time, inhale through the nose, draw the breath in and up to the crown of the head. Retain the breath at the crown for as long as you can with comfort. Visualize the breath swirling at the crown. And then when you're ready, exhale everything out through the mouth. Retain the breath at the end of the exhalation for as long as you can with comfort. And then resuming your natural breath in and out through your nose. Observe and feel. Breath of calmness helps to quiet the chatter in your mind. It stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, preparing the body for the gentle yoga poses to come. And then begin to sweep your arms overhead, point your toes again, take an inhalation. And as you exhale, let's draw that right knee in towards your chest. Interlace your hands around that right shin. Maybe it feels better to interlace your hands behind the knee. That's okay too. Pick the head up, draw your head in towards your knee, give it a nice squeeze. Feel your belly being massaged by that thigh. Let your head come all the way back down, right arm out to the side, palm is up, and draw that right knee over towards the left. Keeping that right shoulder down towards the ground. It's okay if the right shoulder pops up a little bit. Softening the shoulder, feel the collarbones spreading wide, feeling a gentle twist in the belly, and maybe feeling a lot in that outer hip. That's okay. Breathe here. And feeling your belly moving with your breath. And then inhale that right knee back up to center. Keep that right knee in towards your chest. Now bend your left knee, place the left foot on the ground. Flex your right foot and cross that right ankle right over the left foot. And you keep the right foot flexed, so you're pressing out through the ball of your foot to protect your knee joint. Okay, pick up your left foot and interlace your hands behind your left knee this time, and gently drawing your left thigh in toward your body. And that right elbow is gently nudging that right thigh away, helping to stretch out that right outer thigh, the hip area. And then beginning to relax that left foot and begin to straighten that left leg up towards the sky, and then let that knee bend. So continuing to straighten and bend, lubricating that knee joint. And then imagining your left toes has a paint on it, and you're painting a big circle in the sky in one direction. So of course your knee doesn't rotate around, it's really that hip joint that's rotating. So loosening the entire left leg and then change the direction. And then point your left leg straight up to the sky. Walk your hands up your leg, pick your head up, maybe the head comes to the knee. Reaching, feeling a nice stretch, chin comes to your heart. And then bring your hand back down your leg, let that left knee bend, release that foot. And now coming into half happy baby on the right side. With your right hand, hold over the right toes, that knee is bent, and the sole of your foot is facing the ceiling. Your right knee is just grazing the right rib cage. Imagine the ceiling is coming down on that right foot. Let the left hand just release to the side. Your left knee is bent to start, and you're gently just pushing down on the right foot. Shoulders are soft, elbows are soft. And then if you'd like more, beginning to straighten that left leg, pressing out through the heel, toes are up. And with your left hand, bring your left hand on top where the bone is on top of that left hip, and smooth down the skin of that left leg, encouraging that left thigh to come down to the ground. And just enjoying this half happy baby on the right side. Softening your mouth, unclenching your jaw. Feeling the tongue full and relaxed. And then release your right leg, stretch your arms overhead again, rotating your ankles and your wrists. And then sweep the arms all the way down, and now draw your left knee in towards your body, interlacing your hands around that left knee. Feel your belly being massaged by your left thigh. Lift your head up, give a squeeze. Feel that cervical spine opening up. Lower the head back down. Left arm comes out to the side, and then drawing your left knee over towards the right. Trying to keep that left shoulder as close to the ground as possible. Feeling the collarbones widen. Breathing into this twist, feeling it maybe in that left outer hip area. Gentle massage for the belly. And inhale that left knee back up to center. Bend your right knee, place the sole of that right foot on the ground. Flex your left foot strongly and cross that left ankle over the right knee, coming into a figure four on the left side this time. And then interlace your hands behind that right thigh, pick up your right foot, and gently draw the right leg in. Let the left elbow gently nudge the left thigh away. Tuck the chin down just a tiny bit, feeling the back of the neck nice and long. Enjoying a stretch in that left outer hip area. And then be stopping the pulsing. You can relax that right foot and then begin to inhale that right leg straight up to the sky and then bend the knee. And lubricating that knee joint. Extending and flexing. And then beginning to paint a big circle in the sky in one direction. Feeling the rotation in that right hip maybe. Feeling your leg turning in and out. And then change the direction. And then point your leg up, straight up to the sky. Walk your hands up your leg, pick your head up. Maybe your head touches your knee, maybe your head's off the ground just a tiny bit. It's okay, bring your hands back down your leg, rebend that right foot, release the leg, place the sole of that right foot on the ground. And now uncross your left foot, coming into half happy baby on the left side. So holding over the left toes, the sole of the foot is facing the ceiling. That left knee is just grazing the left rib cage. Your shoulder is relaxed. Your fingers are soft. Pushing down gently over that left foot. The right knee is just relaxing out to the side. The right hand is relaxed. And then if you'd like a little bit more, begin to straighten that right leg. Toes are up, pressing out through the heel of that right foot. And you feel the seesaw effect. When you begin to straighten that right leg, you feel the left knee popping off a little bit. And with that right hand, gently encouraging that right thigh down to the ground. Smoothing out the skin. You have lymph nodes right in this area. Top of the right hip, where the crease is, where the thigh meets the pelvis. And then release your left foot. Let's stretch your arms overhead one last time, rotating your hands and your ankles in both directions. Beautiful. And now let's bend the knees. Bring your hands down to the ground. Let's take a few dynamic bridge stretches. So bring your feet in close to your hips. Your fingers might even be able to touch your heels. They're right in front of your thigh bones. Press your feet down, and then inhale. Let's lift the hips up any amount and let the arms float all the way up and then by your ears. Backs of your hands are on the ground. And then lower your hips down and your hands down. So you can make this as big or as little as you like. Inhale, lift the hips up, lift the heart up. Exhale, hips and hands down. Inhale, lifting up and flowing with your breath. Try to keep the exhales as long as the inhales. Maybe even a few beats longer helps increase the relaxation in your brain. Kind of sends signals, releasing those relaxing enzymes. Little serotonin boost. And come all the way back down. From here, let's straighten the legs and then roll over on any side all the way to your belly. And from here, draw your hands back beyond your shoulders, back towards your rib cage. So palms are down, feet are hips distance apart. And from here, we're going to come into 3 baby cobras. So push your feet down into the ground and then lift your hands off the ground. Shoulders are down and away from your ears, drawing your shoulder blades together. Elbows are close to your body. And then hands come down and your head comes in. And then again, inhale, lift the head up, lift your chest up, hands come up, and exhale and lower. And last time, lifting your gaze is a few feet in front of you. And come all the way down. Beautiful. Let's press up to hands and knees, coming into your tabletop. Fingers are spread nice and wide. Hands are under your shoulders, hips, knees are hips distance apart. Okay, push the ground away, chin to chest, draw your belly button up towards the sky. And then release the belly, tailbone tips up, gentle gaze across the room. And continue to flow, seeing your spine opening up, creating more room for those discs. And as the belly releases and the tailbone tips up, feel the discs being nourished and gently pushed back into perfect position. Flowing back and forth. Encouraging that cerebral spinal fluid to move in between the bones, tissues, lubricating the muscles, the nerve endings that are housed through the bones, right in our spinal cord. And one more time. And let's take a neutral spine. So draw your belly in lightly, your back is flat. From here, let's slide that right leg behind you and lift the right foot off the ground. Right hip down, right leg is up. And then reach your left arm by the ear, palm facing the right side of the mat. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Now flex that right foot, spread your toes. Reach out through the heel. Your gaze is on the ground, nose is pointing straight down. Feeling the stretch in the toe. Bring your left hand down to the ground and now cross your right foot over the left. Toes are on the ground, facing the front of your mat. Okay, begin to walk your right fingertips straight out in front of that right shoulder. So you're walking your right fingertips in front of that right shoulder. The left shoulder stays on top of that left hand. So you're not moving over to the left or the right. Peel your right hip back. Feel the skin stretching on that right side. And then to challenge your balance, begin to walk that right hand to the left, past your left hand if possible. Look over that left shoulder and check out your right heel. Keep the back of the knee up. Keep that knee lifting up. Don't let it collapse in towards the center. Keep that heel up, which just helps to increase that stretch and openness on the right side. Take a deep inhalation into the right rib cage. Feel your lungs filling up with fresh oxygen. And exhale completely. Bring your right hand back underneath your shoulder and then lift that right leg up and step it outside the right hand. You might need your right hand to help get that foot up outside the right hand. And I'm just going to turn and face you just so you can see. Your hands are inside your leg and give your hips a little wiggle back and forth. I'm going to turn back now. From here, let's take one cat-cow. It's a little awkward. Push the ground away, chin to chest, feel your back lifting up, and then lengthen your spine. Tip your tailbone back. So the crown of the head is going forward, and your tailbone is going back, visualizing a flat spine. Now, for some of us, it might feel better to be on blocks here, and that's a great place to be. You can do this with blocks right underneath your shoulders. From here, tailbone comes back, and you're just going to walk the hands forward. So you're walking your hands forward. Tailbone reaches back, and you might want to turn your blocks down. You might not need blocks. And let the head descend between your arms here. Press the inside of that right foot down to feel that big stretch inside the right leg. Breathe here. You might want to lower your left forearm onto the ground or a block. And then the right forearm, that's where it gets really juicy. That's the tough one. You can let your head go. You can always stay with your arms straight. There's always deeper places we could go. Being mindful of what's happening. And just being careful not to overdo it. Don't overdo anything. And then straightening your arms, fingers spread nice and wide, tuck your back toes, and lift that back knee up and wiggle your left foot back towards the back of the mat. So your hands are inside that right foot. Again, you might be on blocks here. Feel the back of that left knee opening up. Heel is reaching back, and out that right hand, reach that right arm all the way up. Inhale, reach those fingers up. Exhale, roll the right shoulder back. Lay back, let the heart open up towards the sky. Right hand comes down outside your right foot. Heel toe your right foot towards the center of your mat. Lower that left knee. Reach your arms up, Anjaneyasana. Look up. Turn your pinkies out. Open the arms into a V. Feel the warm sunshine on your face. Beautiful. Bring your hands all the way down to the ground. Step your right knee back. Let's take one more cat-cow. Push the ground away. Chin to chest. Belly up. Inhale, look across the room. And back to neutral spine. Actually, let's tuck our toes and come into downward facing dog. We might have just to stretch out our hips a little bit more. So once you lift your knees up, alternate bending one knee and then the other. So when you bend that right knee, straighten the left, look underneath the left armpit. Feel that nice stretch on the left side. Bend the left, straighten the right, look underneath the right armpit. Continuing. And then downward facing dog. So fingers are spread nice and wide. Heart reaching towards the back of the mat. Your knees might be bent. Perfectly acceptable dog. Feeling the hips lifting up. Others might have their heels reaching towards the ground. From here, look at the top of the mat and let's come back to our hands and knees. Okay. Tailbone back, crown of the head forward. Now slide that left leg back. Lift the left foot off the ground. Left hip down, left leg up. Imagine you can bring your right hand to your lower back. Can you balance a tray of mojitos on your back? That's what we want to do. Reach your right arm by the side, palm facing the left. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Now press out through the heels. Spread the toes. So feel the stretch in both directions and the balance. Gently draw your belly in. You don't want too much of a curve in that lower back, just a slight little lumbar curve. Breathe in here. Nice, guys. And then the right hand comes down under your shoulder and cross that left foot over the right, toes are tucked forward. Now walk your left fingers straight out from that left shoulder. Heel that left hip back. Feel the right side cinching. So the right side is crunching and the left side is opening as you're walking your left fingers straight out from that left shoulder. And then walk the left hand to the right, past the right hand, Look over that right shoulder, feel the back of that knee opening up, pressing out through the heel. Take a full inhalation through the left side, feel the left ribs opening up, creating more space for your lungs. Exhaling completely. And then bring your left hand back under your shoulder. Lift up that left leg and step it outside the left hand. Keep the hips away from side to side. So this is where you might want blocks right underneath your hands. Press the ground away. Let's do one cat-cow just to feel the difference between an arched back and a curved back. And then flatten your back, tail down back, crown of the head forward, and then walk the right fingers, or you're walking the right block out from that right shoulder. And I'm on my fingertips. And then the left fingers come out, and I'm walking the fingers as much as I can, draw the tailbone back. It's like I'm dragging the back, and then the head comes down between your arms. Press the inside of that left foot down. Gently draw the left knee like isometrically towards that left elbow or left shoulder. And then if it feels beneficial, you can bend that right forearm and then the left forearm, let the head go, or keep the arms straight, enjoying the stretch wherever it feels best for you. Straighten your arms, hands are flat on the ground. Now tuck your right toes, lift that back knee, and then wiggle that right knee back so that you can really extend that right leg back. The right ankle is right on top of the ball of your foot. Okay, left arm comes up. Reach that left arm up. Inhale, reach the fingers up. Exhale, roll the left shoulder back, feel your heart opening up towards the sky. Left hand comes down outside that left foot. Heel toe the left foot towards the middle of your mat. Lower your back knee. Yogi's choice. If you like that back foot tucked or untucked, reach your arms all the way up. Turn your pinkies and thumbs out. Open the arms up. Lift the heart up to the sky. And bring your hands all the way down to the ground. Tuck your back toes. Lift your back knee. Come into downward facing dog. Let's come to a plank. Shoulders over your wrists. Tuck the tailbone down. Pelvis scooping up towards your lower rib. And lift the hips all the way back up. Look at the back of your mat. Inhale to plank. Exhale, dog. Inhale, plank. And exhale, dog. Stay here. Everybody come high up on the toes. Lift those heels up. Bend your knees very deeply, but your knees are like 3 inches off the ground. Push your hips back. Keep the knees low to the ground, and then straighten your legs. Let's do that one more time quickly. Inhale up on the toes. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, push your hips back. And exhale and straighten. Now lift the heels up, look at the top of your mat, bend your knees and walk your feet forward. Step your feet a little wider than hips distance. You can let the knees bend, let the head go. Shaking your head gently, no and yes. So you can bend the right knee as much as you can. Left leg is straight. You can also be on blocks here. Bend that right knee, straighten your left. And then bend the left knee, straighten your right. And shift your hips back and forth, moving back and forth, straightening one leg and bending the other. And then let's stop bending. Let's stop with the right knee bent, the left leg straight, and reach your left arm straight up to the sky. Looking up over that left shoulder. Keep that left hip back, bend that right knee deeply. And then the left hand comes down, bend the left knee, shift your weight to the left foot. Begin to straighten the right. And it's okay if that right leg doesn't straighten all the way. And then reach that right arm straight up to the sky. And then right hand comes all the way down, bend both of your knees. Let's bring your arms all the way up by the ears, coming into a chair. Looking straight ahead, arms are by the ears. And straighten your legs, arms come all the way up. Heel toe your feet together, let your palms come together, and let your palms rest comfortably against the heart area. Close your eyes, breathe and feel here. From here, release your hands. Let's slide that right leg behind you. Toes are tucked down. So those toes are tucked under, and this is a big stretch from the top of that right foot. But this joint rotation is going to help with our tree pose. So from here, you can always use a wall if this is better. And I know this is a big stretch for your foot. Begin to roll over all 5 toes in one direction. So your knee is soft, your ankle is soft, your toes are soft, and your hip is soft. Try to get a full rotation. And then change the direction. So you're trying to roll over all 5 toes. Get the blood flowing in your toes, opening them up, and it really helps even out the surface area of your foot, helps prevent tripping or falling, and helps with all of our balance poses. And then bring that right foot back and slide your left foot back. Toes are down. Feeling the stretch. And then rotate your ankle. One direction. Loose hip, loose knee. Feel the toes opening. And change the direction. And one side is probably easier than the other. Really nice. Step that left foot in. Just a few more joint rotations before we get into more standing poses or standing poses. Bring your feet together and your knee together and your knees together. Bring your hands to your thighs. Let them slide down and they stop right on top of your knees. So feet and knees need to be together to protect the knees of for this rotation. And we're going to circle the knees in one direction. So your knees bend as they come forward and straighten as they come back. And you don't even need to think about it because it just happens naturally. You might feel some ankle cranking, toes cranking. Be careful here. And then change the direction. Beautiful. Come to standing. Open your feet hips distance apart. Keep the legs straight, the knees straight, arms are just hanging, and then make some hip circles. So let your pelvis go all the way forward to the right and back and to the left. And while you're doing this, can you feel your head staying pretty still? Because you can do this in different ways, but for this one, we're going to keep the head pretty still, but let your hips really get into it. Let your arms just hang. This feels nice in your lower back, and then change the direction. And coming to a stop. And from here, we're going to try to open up our upper back and our mid chest. Just by keeping your hips and your knees forward, begin to twist to the right and to the left. Just let the arms hang. The arms will just naturally bend at the elbows. One hand will hit your shoulder, the other will hit around the kidney area behind you. Again, if you think about it too much, you get confused. It just kind of happens naturally. Your gaze is following the direction of the twist. And with practice, this helps open up that tough area to get to in your upper back. Keeping the hips and knees forward. Nice. Beautiful. And I'll turn to the side for this last one before we come into our tree and then a few standing poses. So we did cat cow on our hands and knees. So this is a standing cat-cow. This feels really nice for a lot of people who have a hard time doing cat-cow on their knees. So your feet are hip distance apart. You're looking straight ahead to start. Begin by softening behind the knees and let your tailbone tip up. And then you're hinging at your hips. And then when your hands reach right about where your knees are, let the chin come down. And then your upper back leads the way as you come all the way back up, and your head is the last to come up, straightening your legs. And then continue softening behind the knees, tailbones, hips up, let the head go. And rolling all the way back up. You continue, and you can move a little faster if you'd like to. Pull those shoulders back, and you come up. And when you hinge your hips, you look up, and then the head comes down. And last time. Okay, let's step to the top of the mat, and let's come into our tree. So shifting your weight into your left foot. Spread the toes nice and wide. Feel all four corners of that left foot down on the ground. Find a spot to focus on right in front of you. And you can decide. You can just place the sole of that foot gently against your ankle and balance on the toe. Just being mindful at the left hip is not jutting out to the side. Draw it in. And your hands can come to prayer. And then if you'd like a little more challenge, you can draw your foot up to the side of the shin, or reach, grab your ankle, and draw your foot all the way up to the inner leg. Just being careful wherever you are that the ankle is not resting on your knee joint. Hands come to prayer. Eyes are soft. Jaw is relaxed. And then reach the arms up to the sky. Feel the foot grounding down into the solid earth as your fingers reach up into space. Feel the length in your side body. Beautiful. Bring your hands back to prayer at your heart. And let's take a step back with that right foot. Turn your right foot to the side. Maybe, so the right foot is pointing to the right front corner of your mat. Coming into warrior one, bend your front leg, arms come up. So bend that front knee. Maybe heel toe that left foot over to the left to create more room for your hips. So that right hip can come forward and the left hip comes back. Right toes are pointing up to the right front corner of your mat. Reach the arms all the way out. So good. Straighten your front leg. And then bring your hands all the way down. Bring your hands on your hips. Let's bump your back foot in just a tiny bit, coming into Paragon Tanasana. So the right toes are still facing the right front corner. Hands are on your hips. Left hip back, right hip forward. Draw your shoulders back. Lift your heart up. Inhale, look up at the sky. And then exhale, tailbone comes back. Reach to the crown of the head. Feel the strong stretch behind that left leg. Your back is straight for as long as possible. And then eventually you might need to grab your blocks and bring your hands down to blocks around your front foot. You might not need blocks. Inhale and lengthen, look straight ahead. And then exhale, let the elbows fold and let your head release down toward your knee. Inhale and lengthen, look across the room, and exhale and fold. One more time, inhale and lengthen, right hip forward, left hip back, and exhale and fold. Close your eyes. Bring your left hand to your left hip. Draw your left hip back. Reach your right arm straight out in front of your shoulder, palm facing the left side of the mat, and then inhale that right arm all the way up. As you exhale, reach the right fingers away from you, tap the mat or tap the block. Inhale up. Exhale, extend the tailbone back, crown the head forward and tap. Come all the way up. And then this time we're going to come into our twisted triangle. So inhaling, reach that arm up, and then as you exhale, you're twisting that right hand to the left. So you can land the hand on top of your shin, or outside of your foot, or on a block outside of that foot. So press your hand down, roll that left shoulder back, left hip comes back, and feel your heart turning up towards the sky. Feel your belly turning up towards the sky. Maybe the left hand floats up. And if that doesn't feel good on your shoulder, just keep your left hand on your hip. Breathe here. This is a great massage for your internal organs. And bring your left hand down to the ground and the right hand down to the ground. Bend your front knee and step that back foot forward. Feet are hips distance apart. Bring your hands on your shins. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale and fold. Reverse the swan. Come all the way up with the flat back, arms out to the side. Look up, bring your hands to prayer. And then look straight ahead. Now let's hook your thumbs together, palms facing forward. Let's heel toe the feet together. So your feet are together, pressing your feet down. Your legs are together. Bend your knees. And then straighten your legs. Feel all four corners of your feet down. And now reach your fingers to the right. So you're pressing over to the right. Feel the right side crunching, left side expanding. Roll that left shoulder back. Maybe look underneath that left arm. Unless that doesn't feel good, just look straight ahead. So good, inhale up. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, over to the left. Breathe here and feel the fingers reaching over to the left, feeling that right side opening up so strongly. Feel those intercostal muscles opening and stretching between the rib cage. Reach your arms all the way up. Bring your hands to prayer. Find a spot to focus on. Let's bounce on our toes. Lift your heels up. Feel the balls of your heels bounce over the balls of your feet. Let your prayer come down to your heart. Shoulders are relaxed. Let your prayer rest against your heart. So you can stay here for a few seconds, or if you'd like to challenge yourself, bend the knees and imagine you're sliding down the wall, coming to your squat. Keep that back flat against the imaginary wall. Soft gaze. Even inhales and exhales if possible. Sometimes that just goes right out the window. And come all the way back up. Reach through the fingers. Stretch those feet up. Ankles up high. And then lower the heels. Bring your hands to prayer. Release. Close the eyes. Breathe and feel. Feeling a new vibration circulating around you, through you. Conserving that energy for yourself. Trying not to move or wiggle or adjust. Gently opening the eyes. Okay, let's do the other side. So that means the left foot. Okay, so spread the foot, the toes on the right, and you may balance with that big toe on the ground. Hands in prayer, gently resting against the heart, shoulders down, heart lifting up, or lift the leg up. And one side might be very different than the other, and that's to be expected. Every day is different. You're a righty, you're a lefty, depends on how you slept, what's going on with your body. Keeping that right hip in, pressing the foot against the inside of that right leg. Reach the arms up if that feels okay. Feeling the gravity and the strength and the support of the earth underneath you as you reach your arms up towards the sun, reaching towards infinity. Feel the sides lifting and lengthening. And bring your hands back down to prayer. And take a step back with that left foot. Turn the left foot 45 degrees. Heel toe your right foot over towards the right. Arms come up, bend that front knee. Coming into warrior one, bending that front knee. So when you look down at your right foot, you should see your right toe. Then look straight ahead. Is your chin parallel to the ground? Is the back of your neck opening up? Can you bend your front knee a little bit more? Can you scoop that left hip forward and that right hip back? Can you reach your fingers up a little higher? Beautiful. Straighten that front leg. Bring your hands to your hips. Bump your back foot in just a titch. Okay, heel to the right foot over towards the right, just a little bit more. It helps with balance. And it's still part of your Tanasana. You're getting all the benefits. It's just, I think, healthier and more roomy for your body. So left hip forward, right hip back. Roll the shoulders back, lift the heart up. My thumbs are behind me, my fingers are in front. Inhale, look up at the sky, back bend. And then exhale, hinging at your hips. Tailbone back, crown of the head forward. Breathe and feel here. Feel the stretch increasing behind that leg. Grab your blocks whenever you need and make them any length. Inhale and lengthen. Left hip forward, right hip back. Exhale and fold. So your fold might be the head comes down. Everybody's going to be in a different place. Inhale and lengthen and exhale and fold. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Stay here, close your eyes. Notice the difference, one leg versus the other. And shake your head, yes or no. And then bring your right hand to your hip, draw that right hip back and reach your left arm straight out. Palm facing the right side of the mat, like you're shaking somebody's hand. And then inhale that arm up by the ear, come all the way up to standing. And exhale, reach your left fingertips. See if you can tap the mat. And then inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, reach, tailbone back, crown of the head forward. Inhale up. This is the last time. Now we're going to twist as you reach. Right hip back. Reach that left hand either to your shin or outside your foot or a block. Press the ground. Roll that right shoulder back. Feel your belly twisting towards the right. Keep rolling that right shoulder back. If you feel that right shoulder stacked on top of the left, let that right arm come up. Otherwise, keep it on your hip. Reach that right arm up. Back of the head comes back. Maybe the chin comes up towards your shoulder. Doesn't feel good on your neck. Just look at the side of the room. Feeling that twist for your belly, stimulating the metabolism. And bring your right hand all the way down. And your left hand, bend your front knee. Step your back foot in. And then let's step the right foot back, turning your feet about a quarter of a way to the right. And we're going to come into a wide-legged forward fold. So looking at your toes are in the same alignment. Bring your hands on your hips, shoulders back, elbows back, come up to standing. We'll come back into that forward fold together. So just checking to make sure your heels are behind your toes. Hands are on your hips. Roll the shoulders back. Again, inhale, look up, draw your elbows together, feel the scapula lifting the heart up, feel the heart lifting up, lungs are spreading. And then with a flat back again, tailbone back, coming into your forward fold. Feel the backs of your legs opening. Now again, you can have blocks underneath your hands, or your hands come right on the floor. Inhale and lengthen, reach your tailbone back, feel the curve of your back. Exhale and fold, let the head go. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Everybody's going to be in a different place here. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Close the eyes. Maybe your head can land on a block, crown of the head on the block. Maybe not, or maybe on the floor. And it doesn't matter because this is an inversion. Heart is higher than the head, circulating fresh oxygenated blood to your head, giving your heart a little rest. Helps change the perspective, overall outlook, kind of a mood booster. You might want to hold outside your ankles. And then bring your hands back under your shoulders, press your hands flat, arms are straight. Walk that right hand right underneath your nose, reach your left arm up for a twist. Inhale, look up over that shoulder, left arm up, tailbone back, crown of the head forward. And then left hand comes down and right arm comes up and twist and look. Look down at the ground. Bring your right hand behind the left and hold outside that left shin. Let the right elbow bend as you reach that left arm up, look up at the ceiling. Then look down at the ground and cross that left arm over the right, hold the right shin and let your left arm come up. Let's do that one more time each side. Look down at the ground, bring your right hand over your left arm comes up. Look down, cross the left over the right, and right arm comes up. Awesome, bring your hands all the way down. Straighten your legs. Let's heel toe the feet together. And then from here, you can bend the knees and balance. Knees are together, feet are together. Bring your hands to prayer. Take a deep inhalation through the nose. Exhale completely through the mouth. And bring your hands down. Pull all the way down to your seat. Open the legs nice and wide. Bring your hands behind your seat. So you might have to turn around depending on whatever your orientation to face me. You can rotate your ankles. That was a lot of footwork, both directions. Bring your hands behind you, lift the seat up, and push your pelvis a little forward, press your thighs down. And then from here, imagining you're holding a big wooden spoon and we're stirring a big pot of honey. So bring that spoon down that right leg, and with the flat back, trying to reach the entire big cauldron of honey, and then draw that spoon up the left leg. So reach down the right and stir the honey. Keep pressing those thighs down. Reach up the left, down the right, and stir up the left, down, and stir. And now let's change the direction. Down the left, over to the right, and up, down, over to the right. One more time. And up. Beautiful. Press the thighs down, pressing out through the heels, reaching for the right toes and the left. You might not reach it. And some of us might have our knees bent. That's okay too. The focus is more on that flat back. So inhale, lengthen through your heart up towards the sky. Let the elbows be nice and loose out to the sides as we hinge at the hips, folding forward. Take your time here. With your inhale, lift the chest up, look straight ahead, and then exhale, hinge at the hips and gently fold. You might not move much at all, and it's also kind of nice sometimes to place your forehead down on a block. This sends relaxing messages to your entire nervous system, and you can play with it, and it's okay if your head doesn't reach. It's totally okay. Breathe here, close your eyes. Focusing on where you feel the stretch and inhaling to that area and exhaling completely, feeling your body opening and stretching with each exhalation. And gently come all the way back up. Torso comes up and your hands behind the knees. And then let's bring our feet, the soles of the feet together for butterfly. You can scoot your hips forward, holding over the toes. So the creases of the elbows turn up towards the sky, shoulders are down, heart lifts up. Close your eyes and begin to flutter your knees up and down. Visualizing hundreds of beautiful butterflies in a field of wildflowers. And let the knees stop, visualizing the butterfly resting on a flower. Inhale up through the crown of the head, and as you exhale, let the elbows come outside of the shins. Let your head go and let the chin release down towards your heart. Without any yanking or pulling, just let gravity open your back, your chin releases, cervical spine opens up. And lift your head up, lift your back all the way up. Bring your hands outside of the knees, bring your knees together. Turn on your mat. And slowly come down to your back. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Right hand on right knee, left hand on left knee. Separate the knees, push the knees away, draw the knees together, and then draw the knees in towards your body. Continuing to circle your knees in an outward motion like that. Beautiful massage for the hips and your lower back. And then change the direction, put the knees together, push them away, separate the knees, draw them back in towards your body, and then close the knees. So just changing the direction. And now separate your knees, and let's come into full happy baby. So we did half happy baby at the start of the class. So full happy baby are both soles of your feet are facing the ceiling, holding over the toes. Tuck your chin down and gently pushing over the toes, and your knees are grazing your rib cage. And it's kind of nice to rock a little from side to side. Even lift your chin up, and as you rock from side to side, you feel that you're massaging your lower back as you look down over the front of your mat, and then lower your head back down and continue to rock, and you feel the massage now moving to the upper back, kidney area, and that's kind of nice to play with. And then let the rocking stop, holding your big toes of your peace fingers. Stretch your feet out wide. It's okay if your legs don't straighten. Feel a nice stretch in the legs. Bring your knees back together. Hug the knees. For your head to your knees, squeeze, one last squeeze, squeeze every muscle in your body contracting, and then release out. Final resting pose, Shavasana, toes turned out to the side, palms face up a comfortable distance from your body. And as you're lying here, inhaling the word peace quietly to yourself, exhaling thank you. Inhaling peace and exhaling thank you. Release that mantra. You can use that simple meditation. That's meditation. Anytime helps to focus and discipline your thoughts. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Stretch your arms overhead for one last full body stretch. When you're ready, bending your knees and rolling onto any comfortable side, take 3 breaths. Whenever you're ready, pushing yourself up to a comfortable cross-legged position. Eyes are closed, bringing your hands to prayer. Raise your prayer up to the Anya chakra. That's the place between your eyebrows and slightly above, pressing there, and then bowing down to your very own heart in deepest gratitude for the healthy, balanced gift of yoga and the joy and peace it brings to your entire body, mind, and soul every time you practice. Have a beautiful day. Namaste. Thank you, guys.